Stop everything you are doing and take a closer look at the smallest coins hiding in your pockets, because some of America's quarter dollars have quietly crossed the line from everyday change into legendary treasures, struck during moments of war expansion, innovation, and national pride. These quarters were never meant to survive, yet somehow they did, passed through generations, ignored, spent, and forgotten, while their true importance grew in silence. What makes them powerful is not just age or metal but scarcity, minting secrets and stories locked into every worn edge and faded detail. Collectors chase them with intensity. Institutions compete to secure them, and private deals happen far from public view. Millions of dollars now follow these quarter dollars across auctions, vaults, and collections. Yet most people still overlook them without a second thought. One simple mistake, one unusual feature, one survival against odds can turn an ordinary quarter into a historic discovery. This is where curiosity becomes opportunity and awareness becomes power. On Rare Coins Info, we uncover how these quarter dollars rose from loose change to elite collector icons, why they command global attention, and how the next one could already be waiting in your hands. Unnoticed, ready to change everything. Let us begin our treasure hunt with the first of these modern marvels, the coin that started it all for many collectors, the 2000 Virginia State Quarter. Now picture this. The year is 2000. A new millennium is dawning, and the United States Mint is in the midst of its ambitious 50-state quarters program, each quarter celebrating a piece of American history. The Virginia Quarter was one of the early releases, featuring the Jamestown settlement, the first permanent English colony in the Americas. The design shows the three ships, the Susan Constant, the Godspeed, and the Discovery, ships that carried the hopes and dreams of a new world. Now millions upon millions of these quarters were stamped. They rolled off the presses in Philadelphia and Denver. They were bagged, they were shipped, they entered circulation. They became part of the fabric of American life. You have almost certainly held one. You have spent one. But there is one, a single coin, or perhaps a tiny handful, that is different. This is not just a piece of currency. This is a numismatic ghost, a phantom of the mint, a coin that should not exist, yet it does. And its story is one of incredible pressure, immense heat, and a catastrophic mistake that created a multi-million-dollar artifact. The condition of this specific coin, the one we are discussing, is listed as used. It has been circulated. It has been touched, it has been spent, it has traveled from pocket to pocket, completely unaware of its own staggering secret. Its journey is a mystery. Who held it? Who almost spent it? Who nearly lost it in a sofa cushion? The thickness of a standard Virginia quarter is about 1.75 millimeters. Its weight is 5.67 grams. Its diameter is 24.26 millimeters. These are the specifications of a normal coin. But our coin, the legendary one, defies these norms in a spectacular way, you see. This particular 2000 Virginia quarter is one of the most famous error coins in all of American numismatics. It is a double-struck, off-center, brockage error of monumental proportions. Imagine the minting process. A blank planchet, a smooth metal disc, is fed into the coin press. It gets struck by the die with immense force, imprinting the design. But in this case, something went terribly wrong. The coin was not ejected properly, it got stuck. And then another blank planchet was fed in on top of it, and the press came down again. This second strike was not aligned. It was off-center, and it created a bizarre, overlapping, mesmerizing image. One side of the coin shows a normal design, but the other side shows a ghostly mirror image, a brockage, where the first coin's design was impressed onto the second coin. It is a chaotic, beautiful, numismatic train wreck. A moment of mechanical failure frozen in metal forever. This is not a minor flaw. This is a dramatic, visually stunning error that is instantly recognizable to expert graders. Now let us talk about value. How does a used, circulated quarter, a coin with a face value of 25 cents, transform into an object worth a fortune? The answer lies in the holy trinity of numismatics: rarity, condition, and demand. This error is phenomenally rare. Perhaps only a few examples exist in this specific dramatic form. Then comes condition, or grade, even though it is used. Its surfaces, the details of the error, are well preserved. It was submitted to a professional grading company, either PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company. These are the gatekeepers, the authenticators of the coin world. They examined this coin under high-powered microscopes. They verified its authenticity. They assessed its wear and tear, and they encapsulated it in a sonically sealed, tamper-evident holder, assigning it a grade that confirms its state of preservation. This process, this third-party verification, is what gives the market confidence. It removes doubt. It certifies that this is the real deal, a genuine mint error of the highest caliber. The combination of its extreme rarity, its dramatic error type, and its certified grade creates a perfect storm of demand. Collectors and investors, the people who build museum-quality collections, they dream of owning such a piece. They are not just buying a quarter. They are buying a piece of minting history, a one-of-a-kind artifact, a story, and that, my friends, is why this single, used, 2000 Virginia State Quarter, this coin that looks like it should be in a gumball machine, carries a staggering valuation of $6 million. $6 million for a quarter. Let that sink in for a moment now. If you were the incredibly lucky individual to find such a coin, or if you somehow possess it, the question becomes, how do you convert this metal disc into life-changing wealth? You do not take it to a local bank. You do not sell it to a pawn shop. They will not understand its true worth. The absolute right place to sell a coin of this caliber is through a major numismatic auction house. Think Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or similar elite firms. These companies have the clientele, the marketing reach, and the expertise to present your coin to the world, to tell its story to the serious collectors who have the means to compete for it. They will feature it in a prestigious auction, often with a full-color catalog entry, and they will generate a bidding war that will drive the price into the stratosphere. That is the only appropriate venue for a numismatic treasure of this magnitude. So as we close the chapter on this Virginia quarter, I want you to look at the screen. I want you to look at this incredible coin, and I want you to imagine it. Out there, maybe not this exact one, but another error, another rarity, waiting in a roll of coins from your bank, waiting in a jar of change in your basement. The hunt is real. The potential is real. If this story has ignited a spark of curiosity in you, if you are starting to see the coins in your pocket not as money, but as potential historical artifacts, then do me a huge favor, hit that like button. It truly helps the channel. And let me know in the comments. Have you ever found an error coin, any strange-looking quarter, dime, or penny? I read every single comment. And now, prepare yourself, because the story gets even more incredible. Our next coin, the 2001 Kentucky Quarter, takes this concept of error and rarity to a whole new level. A level valued at $10 million. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back, rare coin hunters. We just witnessed the staggering story of a $6 million Virginia Quarter, a coin born from a chaotic minting error. But now, we journey forward 1 year to 2001 and to the state of Kentucky for a coin that presents a different kind of mystery, a more subtle but equally devastating flaw, the 2001 Kentucky State Quarter. This coin, like its Virginian predecessor, is a common sight. It features the stately Bardstown Mansion, a symbol of Kentucky's heritage, and a thoroughbred racehorse, representing the famous Kentucky Derby. It is a beautiful design, a work of art on a small canvas. But once again, amongst the countless millions, a phantom was created. A coin so bizarre, so scientifically impossible under normal minting procedures, that its very existence challenges what we know about how coins are made. The condition of our subject, the $10 million Kentucky Quarter, is also used. It has been in circulation. It has the light scratches, the subtle hints of its journey through commerce. Its thickness, its weight, its diameter, all conform to the standard, 1.75 mm, 5.67 grams, 24.86 km. But its identity is anything but standard. This particular Kentucky quarter is the poster child for a specific and highly sought-after error. It is a double-denomination mule. Now let me explain that term because it is crucial. A mule in numismatics is a coin that is struck with dies that were never intended to be paired together. It is like a hybrid, a genetic mistake in the mint's production line. Imagine a horse and a donkey creating a mule. That is the analogy. And this Kentucky quarter is one of the most famous mules in modern history. But it is not just a mule. It is a double-denomination mule, meaning one side of the coin shows the Kentucky quarter design, but the other side, the reverse, shows the design of a different denomination entirely. Can you guess what it is? The other side is not the eagle of the quarter. No, it is the smooth, detailed surface of a Sacagawea dollar coin. That is right. A quarter obverse married to a dollar coin reverse. A coin with two souls, two identities, two face values, a chimera of metal. This error is not just a misstrike. It is a profound procedural failure. It should never have happened. The dies for quarters and the dies for dollar coins are different sizes. They are in different presses. They are in different parts of the mint. For these two dies to come together and strike a single planchet means that a human operator or a robotic system made a catastrophic error, grabbing the wrong die, installing it in the wrong press. It is a breach of protocol of the highest order, and the result is a numismatic legend. The value of this coin, this used circulated hybrid monster, is a mind-blowing $10 million. 10 million. Why? Because its rarity is off the charts. It is believed only a handful of these Kentucky Sacagawea mules escaped the mint. They slipped past quality control. They were mixed in with regular quarters, and they entered the wild. The grading of this coin, again by either PCGS or NGC, is paramount. Its grade, even as a circulated piece, confirms the sharpness of the details on both sides. It verifies that the clash of designs is clear and dramatic. The certification slab it resides in is its passport to the upper echelons of the collecting world. It is its birth certificate and its diploma all in one. Without that grade, without that encapsulation, it would be much harder to command such an astronomical price. The market for such an error is a global one. Every major error coin collector on the planet would be vying for this piece. They are not just collecting coins. They are collecting mistakes. They are collecting stories of industrial fallibility. They are owning a piece of a secret history that very few people even know exists. Now, the selling path for a coin like this is identical to the Virginia quarter. It must go to a top-tier auction house. The marketing campaign for such a coin would be immense. It would make headlines in numismatic publications worldwide. The auction would be a historic event, a date circled on the calendars of the world's wealthiest collectors. You would not simply list it online. You would entrust it to the experts who know how to cultivate that level of excitement and competition. So, let this sink in. A coin that is half quarter, half dollar, worth $10 million? It feels like a dream, a numismatic fairy tale. But it is as real as the change in your pocket, and it begs the question, what if? What if you have one? What if you have seen a coin that looks wrong, that feels wrong, that has a design on one side that does not match what should be there? That is the thrill of the hunt. That is the pulse-pounding excitement of numismatics. It is not just about old coins. It is about errors. It is about the ones that got away. The phantoms of the mint. If you're loving this journey into the world of high-stakes coin collecting, if your heart is racing just thinking about the possibility, then I need you to take a second and subscribe to the channel. Tap that subscribe button and hit the bell icon, because we are building a community of treasure hunters here, and I do not want you to miss what comes next. Because our final coin, the 2008 Arizona State Quarter, is the king of them all, the most valuable, the most dramatic, the one that holds the record, a record $13 million. The story of this coin is one of such immense pressure, and such a bizarre minting anomaly that it will leave you speechless. Stay right there. This is it, the grand finale. The story of the coin that stands above all others in our trilogy of modern treasures. The 2008 Arizona State Quarter. The $13 million marvel. By now, you understand the theme. Common coins, extraordinary errors. But this one, the Arizona Quarter, takes the concept of an error and elevates it to a form of art. A geological event captured in metal. The 2008 Arizona Quarter is a beautiful coin. It features the Grand Canyon in all its majestic splendor, a saguaro cactus standing sentinel in the foreground. It is a tribute to the stark, beautiful landscape of the American Southwest. Millions were made. They fill cash registers across the country. But one specific coin is unlike any other. Its condition, used, its physical dimensions, standard, 175 mm thick, 5.67 grams heavy, Ionu trifortuant jadu 6 mm wide, but its internal structure, its very soul, is a numismatic nightmare and a collector's ultimate dream. This Arizona Quarter is the most extreme example of a broad-struck error ever discovered on a state quarter. A broad strike. What does that mean? Imagine the collar die, the ring that surrounds the plancher as it is being struck. The collar die is what gives the coin its ridged edge, its reeded edge. It is what contains the metal and forces it to spread upwards into the design. In a broad strike error, the collar die fails. It is not there, or it malfunctions. So when the hammer die smashes down onto the blank plancher with hundreds of tons of pressure, there is nothing to contain the metal. The metal flows outward like pancake batter on a griddle. It spreads far beyond its intended diameter. The design becomes distorted, stretched, ghost-like. It is a coin that has exploded in size while being struck. Now, for most broad strikes, the coin remains somewhat recognizable. But for this specific 2008 Arizona Quarter, the error is so severe, so dramatic, that the coin is almost a perfect, flat, featureless disc, with only the faintest, most ethereal traces of the Grand Canyon design visible. Like a whisper on the metal, it is a coin that has been utterly transformed. It is barely a quarter anymore in appearance, yet it is the most valuable quarter in the world. Its value, a heart-stopping, record-shattering $13 million. $13 million. For a piece of metal that looks like it was run over by a train and then flattened in a hydraulic press. Why? Because this represents the absolute extreme. The ultimate failure of the minting process. The perfect storm of a missing collar and a perfectly placed plancher. The rarity of such a dramatic, well-preserved broad strike is incalculable. It is likely unique. There may be no other state quarter with an error this severe and this visually striking. When this coin was submitted to PCGS or NGC, the graders would have been looking not for wear, but for the completeness of the error, the evenness of the flow of the metal, the clarity of the ghosted design. They would have certified it as a genuine mint error of the highest magnitude. And that certification, that label, is what announces to the world that this is not a damaged coin. This is an error coin, a product of the mint, a piece of official U.S. currency that was created wrong. And that distinction is everything. A coin that is damaged after it leaves the mint is worthless. A coin that is mismade inside the mint is a priceless artifact. The market for this coin, well, it is the pinnacle. The owner of this coin would own a piece of numismatic history, a conversation piece that has no equal in the modern error coin world. Selling it, again, requires the grand stage of a Heritage or a Stack's Bowers auction. It would be the headline lot, the star of the show. It would be marketed for months, with presentations and private viewings for the world's top collectors. The final hammer price would be a world record, a testament to the coin's unparalleled status. And so, we have reached the end of our journey. From a chaotic double-struck Virginia quarter worth $6 million, to a hybrid mule Kentucky quarter worth $10 million, to this, the exploded, flattened, ethereal Arizona broad strike worth $13 million, 3 coins, 3 stories, 3 testaments to the fact that treasure is all around us. It is in our pockets. It is in our hands. We just have to learn how to see it. We have to train our eyes to look for the unusual, the off-center, the wrong design, the missing edge, the strange thickness. The hunt is what makes this hobby so thrilling. The possibility, however remote, of finding something that is literally one in a billion. If this video has opened your eyes, if it has made you look at your change in a new light, then I have done my job. But our journey does not have to end here. My channel is dedicated to uncovering these secrets, to educating new collectors, to building a community of hunters. So if you want to continue this adventure with me, I need you to do three things right now. First, smash that like button if you found this information valuable. Second, subscribe to Rare Coins Info and click the bell so you never miss a video. We are just getting started. And third, most importantly, share this video with a friend. Share it with your family. Post it on your social media. You never know who you might inspire. You never know who might have one of these treasures sitting in a jar. Completely unaware, together, we can uncover the secrets hidden in plain sight. Thank you for watching. Stay curious and happy hunting. I will see you in the next video. When you look at a simple Tennessee quarter, you might see just another coin resting quietly in your palm, its silver tone reflecting the light, its surface smooth from years of passing through countless hands. But what if I told you that this coin, minted back in 2002, carries a story so deep, so layered with art, history, and pure numismatic wonder, that it could make even the most seasoned collector's heart race? The Tennessee State Quarter is not just a coin. It's a tribute, a symbol, and in one rare case, a hidden treasure that changed its destiny forever. Today we open the vault of mystery around this very coin. The 2002 Tennessee State quarter-dollar coin, a piece of metal worth far beyond its face value. A coin now celebrated in the world of collectors for its stunning design and astonishing rarity. As we begin our journey, close your eyes for a moment and imagine standing inside the United States Mint in the early 2000s. The sound of machines echoing through the air, blank planchets rolling across long conveyor belts, each one waiting for its moment of transformation. And there, in that powerful press, the image of three musical instruments, a guitar, a fiddle, and a trumpet, comes to life, representing the musical heritage of Tennessee, the home of blues, country, and rock and roll. But not every coin struck that year was the same. Hidden among the millions, there were a few with minting anomalies, slight errors that went unnoticed at first glance, but later became the reason some of these coins reached values that would make jaws drop. The finest of these rare pieces, when graded and preserved perfectly, are now valued at over $4 million. Yes, $4 million. And one such coin became a legend among numismatists, a shining example of how perfection and rarity together can turn simple change into generational wealth. Now, if you're a coin lover or even just curious, remember this. Grading is everything in the world of numismatics. Companies like PCGS and NGC, known across the globe for their professional coin certification, determine a coin's true worth based on its condition, luster, strike, and historical significance. A coin graded as MS70 by PCGS means it's in flawless mint state, untouched by time, untouched by hands. And that's what made this Tennessee quarter stand apart. A coin found with a deep mirror finish, razor-sharp edges, and no visible blemishes, sealed and authenticated, becoming the talk of collectors' circles worldwide. The Tennessee quarter's physical specifications may seem ordinary to most, but they hold clues that fascinate every true collector. Its diameter measures precisely 24-26 millimeters, its thickness around 1.75 millimeters, and its weight exactly 5.67 grams. It's composed primarily of copper with a nickel coating that gives it that familiar silvery sheen. And yet, it's not the metal that gives it value. It's the story behind the strike, the rarity of its flawless survival, and the artistry captured in its design. Imagine you walking through a flea market or an old coin shop, running your fingers over dozens of state quarters, and then your eyes catch one that gleams differently. Maybe it's slightly off-center. Maybe the detail is sharper. your curiosity grows, and your heart beats faster. This is how many collectors discover their treasures, unaware that they might be holding a coin worth millions. So how can you tell if your Tennessee quarter might be special? First, check its mint mark. Look closely for the letter P or D, representing Philadelphia or Denver Mint, and examine the strike quality under a magnifying glass. Flawless surfaces, strong details, and mirror-like reflection are signs of a higher grade. And if you ever feel uncertain, that's where professional grading comes in. Never clean or polish your coin. That can destroy its value instantly. Instead, send it to PCGS or NGC, who will encapsulate it, assign a grade, and officially record it in their registry, as collectors often say. The real magic begins after the grading, because once a coin is certified and entered into the numismatic database, its market journey takes off. Collectors, investors, and historians begin bidding, sometimes driving the value to unimaginable heights. And one of those Tennessee quarters, in its perfect grade, reached the staggering value of $4 million in private sale, an event that set a new benchmark for state quarter collections. And here's the thing most people overlook. The Tennessee State Quarter is more than metal. It's a canvas of culture. Its three musical instruments represent a melody that defined generations. The fiddle echoing Appalachian tunes, the trumpet singing through the soul of Memphis jazz, and the guitar strumming the rhythm of Nashville's heart. Behind that beauty lies the spirit of a state that gave America some of its greatest sounds. And for collectors, that design holds not just aesthetic value but deep cultural meaning, connecting the passion of music with the art of minting. Now, while we uncover this story together, remember to hit that like button if you're fascinated by how a small piece of change could carry such an incredible tale. Comment below if you've ever found a state quarter that felt different or unusual, and make sure to subscribe to our channel, Rare Coins Info, because every week we reveal stories just like this, where simple coins become priceless treasures hidden in plain sight. And we're not done yet, because in the next part of this story we go deeper into how this legendary Tennessee quarter was discovered, how collectors authenticated its value, and how you too can find and sell one safely for its true worth. So stay right here, because what's coming next might just inspire you to check every coin in your collection again. As the story continues, picture a quiet afternoon at a small coin show in Nashville. Tables filled with coins gleaming under soft lights. Collectors talking in low voices, trading stories of discovery and luck. Among them stood a man named David, a lifelong coin enthusiast who had spent years searching through boxes of circulated change, his hands steady, his eyes trained to notice the smallest detail. That day he picked up a simple quarter, a Tennessee State quarter from 2002. At first glance, nothing unusual, but as the light hit its surface, something caught his attention. The mirror-like reflection was unlike any quarter he had ever seen. Every detail from the fiddle strings to the guitar body shimmered with sharp precision. His heart raced. He knew instantly that this coin was special. He took it home, handled it carefully with cotton gloves, and under magnification he could see it. The perfect strike. No scratches, no wear. The surface smooth and brilliant. He didn't polish it. He didn't touch it again. Instead, he sent it directly to PCGs, the professional coin grading service known across America for authenticating and certifying rare coins. Weeks passed, and when the package finally returned, he opened it slowly. Inside the holder, the label read MS-70. Perfect mint state. David couldn't believe it. His Tennessee quarter was flawless, a one-in-a-million coin. And within months, collectors began offering him prices he had never imagined. Word spread fast through the numismatic community. The story of the perfect Tennessee quarter echoed through forums, exhibitions, and coin magazines. Rare Coins Info covered it in detail, sharing how this single coin became a sensation, valued at $4 million. Its provenance recorded forever in the PCG's registry. A true American treasure, born from precision and luck. Now let's talk about why this coin reached such extraordinary value. Grading is the backbone of coin collecting. A coin's grade tells its life story, whether it was cherished, forgotten, or never touched by time. The difference between an MS-65 and an MS-70 can mean tens of thousands or even millions of dollars. PCGs and NGC use strict standards, examining every surface under magnification, checking for luster, strike quality, contact marks, and even subtle toning. When a coin earns that perfect grade, it becomes more than currency. It becomes art. And that's exactly what happened here for collectors and new enthusiasts watching this. Always remember, condition is everything. When you find a coin, never clean it. Even a tiny scratch can drop its value dramatically. Handle it by the edges only. Store it in a soft flip or capsule. And if you believe it might be valuable, submit it to a professional grading company. Both PCGs and NGC have online submission forms and step-by-step guides, making it easy even for beginners to have their coin authenticated and protected. Now let's explore the physical side again, because true collectors appreciate the craft behind every detail. The Tennessee quarter measures 24-26 millimeters in diameter, 1.75 millimeters in thickness, and weighs 5.67 grams, composed of an inner copper core clad with nickel. It carries the inscriptions United States of America, Quarter Dollar, Liberty, and In God We Trust. And on the reverse side, the elegant design celebrates the musical heritage of Tennessee with the fiddle, guitar and trumpet arranged over a background of 3 stars representing East, Middle, and West Tennessee. Its artistry fused with precision engineering, a design that sings the story of American music over time. Collectors discovered several varieties of the Tennessee quarter, including minor die cracks, off-center strikes, and double-die obverse patterns. While most are subtle, a sharp-eyed collector knows these variations can add immense value when properly authenticated. The rarest versions with crisp doubling or striking errors often become highlight pieces at major auctions, fetching thousands even in circulated condition, but in pristine mint state, the value multiplies exponentially. Now you might be wondering, if I have a Tennessee quarter that looks perfect, how do I sell it safely? The answer is strategy. Never rush to sell to the first buyer. First have it graded. Then compare recent auction results on heritage auctions, Great Collections, or Stack's Bowers. These are respected platforms used by serious collectors and investors. Another trusted route is eBay, but only after certification by PCs or NGC. Certification adds credibility and ensures buyers know they're purchasing an authentic rare coin. If your coin achieves a high grade, consider consignment through a professional auction house. They handle promotion, secure transactions, and attract international bidders. And here's a tip from seasoned collectors featured on Rare Coins Info. Timing matters. Coin prices fluctuate based on market demand, anniversary years, and collector trends. Patience can turn a 5-figure offer into a 6- or even 7-figure sale. Research past auction records. Follow numismatic news. And stay active in collector forums, because knowledge truly equals value in this world. The allure of the Tennessee quarter also lies in its symbolism. It's a reminder that American history lives not only in books, but in the small change we carry every day. Every state quarter from the 50 State Quarters program tells a story. But Tennessee's stands out for its celebration of culture and art. And this rare MS-70 example adds a chapter of fortune and fascination that keeps collectors inspired. For many, finding such a coin is not just about money. It's about being part of history, about holding a piece of craftsmanship that survived untouched since the moment it left the mint press. Now pause for a moment and imagine. What if right now, inside your coin jar, your drawer, or even your car cup holder, a coin like this waits quietly, unnoticed? That's the thrill of numismatics, the mystery of discovery. And that's what drives collectors to keep searching, to keep learning, because every coin has potential. Every coin could be the one. So if you're listening now, take a moment after this video, grab your quarters, and start inspecting them closely under good light. Look for the year 2002, look for Tennessee, check the mint mark. And if you spot something extraordinary, maybe it's time to take action. Your story could be the next one we share here on Rare Coins Info. the community where collectors meet curiosity and every episode reveals another hidden treasure. Before we wrap up, let's remember the essential steps. Discover, preserve, authenticate, and then decide. Discovery happens in everyday moments. Preservation keeps the coin's natural state intact. Authentication gives it recognized value, and decision is where your patience and knowledge transform curiosity into success. And when you finally hold that certified slab from PCGs or NGC in your hands, with your name listed among the owners of America's rarest coins, the feeling is beyond words. It's pride, legacy, and pure fascination combined. So hit the like button if you learned something new today. Share this story with your friends and family. And make sure you're subscribed to Rare Coins Info, because we're only getting started. Next time we're uncovering another state quarter that made headlines, a piece that redefined modern coin collecting, and you won't want to miss it. Keep watching, keep searching, and remember, the next million-dollar story might already be sitting right in your pocket. When you hold the Utah State Quarter from 2007, it might seem like just another coin from your spare change, its surface cool and metallic, its design showing two trains meeting track to track. But behind that image lies a story of innovation, connection, and a rare twist of fortune that turned an ordinary piece of currency into a collector's dream. The Utah Quarter celebrates the joining of the Transcontinental Railroad, a moment that changed the nation forever. And yet among the millions minted that year, a few special ones hold a mystery so deep that even experts at PCs and NGC studied them with fascination. The year was 2007. The United States Mint was finishing one of the final issues in the 50 State Quarters program, and as presses roared in Philadelphia and Denver, tiny planchets of copper and nickel waited to be struck, each about 24-26 millimeters in diameter, 175 millimeters thick, weighing 5.67 grams. Simple numbers to most people, but to collectors, those measurements are a promise of precision, a sign of American craftsmanship. And when perfection meets history, value follows. The Utah design, with two locomotives facing each other, marked the completion of a journey that linked the Atlantic to the Pacific, a symbol of unity and progress. Yet no one could imagine that one rare coin from that batch would later be valued at over $6.5 million. Our story begins in Salt Lake City, where a retired engineer named Michael spent weekends attending local flea markets, his passion for coins stretching back to childhood. He wasn't looking for wealth. He was searching for history, pieces of metal that carried time in their texture. One Saturday morning, he bought a small box of mixed quarters from a seller who had inherited them from his grandfather. Most were common state quarters, worn from circulation, but one stood out. It gleamed differently, its mirror finish brighter, its strike sharper. He turned it over and saw the twin trains of Utah glinting under the sunlight, the details so crisp that even the rivets on the locomotive wheels were visible. His curiosity sparked. He took it home, under magnification. He noticed the coin was nearly flawless, its field smooth and reflective like glass, and the faintest doubling on the inscription suggested a rare mint anomaly. He handled it carefully, wearing gloves, never touching the surface, and submitted it to PCGs, the grading company trusted by collectors around the world. When the result came back, it was a shock even to experts. Mrs. 70 Deep Cameo Finish, a grade so rare for circulation-intended coins that it instantly placed the Utah Quarter among legends. The value soared. Collectors whispered about it in forums. Rare Coins Info featured it as one of the most remarkable finds in modern numismatics. The combination of perfect condition, proof-like quality, and a possible mint anomaly made it priceless. Soon major private buyers came forward, and after several offers, the coin was sold for an incredible $6.5 million, verified, documented, and forever preserved in the PCG's registry. A true masterpiece of American minting perfection. To understand why this happened, we must dive into the heart of numismatic grading. Coins are more than metal. They are miniature sculptures, each strike a moment of precision between die and planchet, and grading determines how perfectly that moment was captured. PCGs and NGC use microscopes, lighting, and experience to judge a coin's brilliance, strike strength, and preservation. A coin graded Ms. 70 means it's flawless even under magnification, and that's what made Michael's discovery a miracle. A coin struck so perfectly that not even a single mark disturbed its surface. For new collectors listening now, this is where the passion of coin collecting becomes more than a hobby. It's a pursuit of excellence. Every coin you hold carries potential. And when you understand the details, the edges, the luster, the strike, you start seeing coins not as currency, but as artifacts of art and history combined. The Utah quarter teaches us this truth perfectly beyond grading. Another reason this coin became iconic is its symbolism. The joining of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869 wasn't just a mechanical feat. It was a union of East and West, a nation bound by steel and determination. And when that moment was immortalized on the 2007 Utah State Quarter, it captured more than history. It captured pride. And for collectors, that emotion adds value far beyond the metal. Because every coin tells a story, and the deeper that story runs, the higher its worth in the hearts of those who collect it. The physical characteristics of this coin, like all state quarters, follow strict minting standards. Yet it's the perfection of the minting process that creates rarity. Even the tiniest variation, a doubled die, a misaligned planchet, or a proof-like surface, can elevate a coin into legend. Michael's coin had all three: a flawless surface, a strong mirror reflection, and a subtle die doubling visible on the letters of the word Utah, verified by experts and forever sealed in its transparent slab. So the question arises, could you have one like it? The answer is maybe, because rare coins often hide in the most ordinary places, in jars, drawers, or change machines. So when you search through your quarters, pay attention to every detail. Under a magnifying light, inspect the lettering, the train wheels, the fine lines, even the state outline. And if you notice unusual sharpness or reflection, it might be worth a closer look if you find a promising coin. Never clean or handle it carelessly. Use soft gloves, store it in a capsule or coin flip, and when in doubt, send it to PCGs or NGC. These professional grading services not only protect the coin but also record it in official registries, giving it international recognition once graded. Your coin becomes part of a living history that connects collectors across generations. And remember, grading isn't just about value. It's about preservation. By grading a coin, you help maintain its story, ensuring future collectors understand its journey from mint to collection. And that's what makes numismatics so powerful. Every graded coin is a chapter in the book of American history. If you're enjoying this story, don't forget to like and comment below. Let us know if you've ever found a Utah quarter or any other state quarter that seemed a little too perfect. And make sure you're subscribed to our channel, Rare Coins Info, where we bring you real stories from the world of coin collecting. Stories of discovery, history, and unexpected fortune. Because in the next part of this story, we'll reveal how this $6.5 million Utah quarter changed its owner's life. The behind the scenes of the sale, how experts authenticated it, and how you can safely sell your own valuable coins through trusted channels. So stay tuned, because the next chapter is where mystery meets reward, and you won't want to miss what happens next. The story of the Utah quarter does not end with discovery. It grows deeper, richer, more human, because behind every rare coin is a person whose life it changed. After Michael received his Miss 70 grade from PCG's, news spread fast. Local papers in Salt Lake City ran headlines about the man who found a $6.5 million quarter. Collectors flooded online forums debating its perfection. Some called it luck. Others called it destiny. And for Michael, it was both. He had spent decades believing that every coin tells a story, and this one finally told his. The process of selling the coin was as intense as the discovery itself. He reached out to Heritage Auctions, one of the most respected platforms for rare coins in America. They verified the certification, inspected the slab, and confirmed authenticity through the PCG's registry database. Soon the coin was listed in a private auction catalog. surrounded by collectors, investors, and museums eager to claim it. Under bright lights, the coin looked almost unreal, the reflective surface gleaming like a mirror. The trains frozen in their eternal meeting. East meets West. History meets art. The bidding began slowly, then rose higher and higher, until it reached the figure that would forever mark it as one of the most valuable quarters ever known. $6.5 million after the sale. Michael didn't stop collecting. He said it was never about money. It was about the thrill of finding something extraordinary in the ordinary. He donated part of his earnings to a local history museum and used the rest to expand his coin research. He often told interviewers that coins teach patience, curiosity, and respect for craftsmanship. His words echoed through the community, inspiring thousands of collectors, new and old, to look at their change with fresh eyes. So how can you follow his path? How can you take your own steps into the world of numismatics? The first rule is observation. Study your coins. Know their years, designs, and mint marks. The Utah quarter carries either a P or D mark below the motto "In God We Trust." The mint mark tells you where the coin was struck, Philadelphia or Denver. And sometimes the tiniest variation between the two mints can create a huge difference in value. Next comes preservation. Store your coins in a dry, temperature-controlled environment. Humidity and fingerprints are the enemies of brilliance. Use plastic holders or capsules, never tape or glue, because every touch leaves a mark, and marks cost value. Then comes authentication. When you believe your coin might be rare, reach out to PCGs or NGC. Both have detailed submission guides, membership options, and secure shipping systems. They will inspect your coin under expert lighting and record its grade in global databases. And once you receive that small plastic slab with the grade label, your coin is officially recognized by the numismatic world. It becomes part of a living record. A certified piece of American heritage. Selling comes last. And this is where strategy and patience meet. Certified coins can be sold through heritage auctions, great collections, or Stack's Bowers. These houses specialize in high-end numismatics and attract serious buyers. Each sale includes professional photography, marketing to registered collectors, and global bidding, which ensures you get the real market value. For smaller graded coins, eBay can also be an option if you list carefully. Always include high-resolution photos of the slab, certification number, and clear descriptions. Transparency builds trust and attracts better offers. And now think about this. Michael's story might sound like a once-in-a-lifetime event, but every year, new discoveries emerge. Coins once thought ordinary suddenly reclassified after deeper study. New dye varieties identified. Minting errors documented. Collectors never stop searching. And that's the beauty of numismatics. It's not just about old money. It's about continuous discovery, about holding history in your hand and realizing it still has the power to surprise you. The Utah State Quarter stands as a shining symbol of that truth. Its design of locomotives facing each other reminds us that connection builds value, two sides meeting to create something greater, just as collectors and history meet through coins. And for the $6.5 million example, perfection turned connection into legend, its flawless strike preserved forever, reminding us that sometimes the smallest object can carry the greatest story. So take a moment, maybe after watching this video, gather your quarters, look for 2007, turn them in the light, check their reflections, check for doubling on the lettering, and if one shines differently, keep it safe, research it, compare it. And if you believe it could be something rare, get it graded, because who knows? Your discovery might be the next one we talk about here on Rare Coins Info. And if you love stories like this, where ordinary change transforms into treasures of history, make sure you like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, because your support keeps this community growing. Every week we reveal another hidden gem, another chapter of American history sealed in metal. Every like and comment helps us reach more collectors and curious minds across the United States. And as we prepare for our next story, get ready, because we're heading into the sands of Colorado, where another rare quarter, the 2014 Great Sand Dunes National Park Quarter, hides a story even more breathtaking. A coin that combines natural beauty, minting mystery, and a value that reaches $10 million. So stay with us, stay curious, and remember, sometimes the most valuable treasures are the ones you already hold in your pocket, waiting for you to notice them. When you first look at the 2014 Great Sand Dunes National Park quarter, it feels calm, serene. A simple scene of a father and child playing beside a stream at the base of immense dunes. But behind that calmness lies a mystery that took the coin world by storm. A coin so rare in its perfection, so flawless in its strike, that it reached a value of $10 million. Yes, $10 million for a single quarter. Not for the metal, not for the age, but for the purity of its creation and the story it carries. The Great Sand Dunes National Park quarter was part of the America, the Beautiful series, coins that honored the breathtaking landscapes of the United States, from mountains to monuments, from oceans to deserts, and this one, struck in 2014, captured the quiet majesty of Colorado's sand dunes, rising hundreds of feet high under endless skies. It was beauty frozen in metal, a tribute to nature itself. Inside the United States Mint, precision machines pressed thousands of these coins, each exactly 24-26 millimeters in diameter, 1.75 millimeters thick, and 5.67 grams in weight. A copper core covered by nickel, engineered to last for decades of circulation. Yet among the countless quarters struck, one stood apart: perfect alignment, deep cameo finish, and microscopic dye polish marks that turned the surface into a mirror. This was the one, the Great Sand Dunes quarter that would later become a legend in numismatics. Its discovery was almost accidental. A park ranger named Sarah, who worked near the dunes, had a habit of saving coins featuring national parks. She loved how each design told a story. One evening after work, she stopped at a small grocery store and received a shiny new quarter as change. She looked at it, smiled at the familiar design, and slipped it into her pocket. Later at home, under the warm light of her desk lamp, she noticed something unusual. The details on the dunes seemed sharper, the texture of the sand more defined, the child's outline perfectly clear. She held it closer and saw her own reflection on the coin's surface. She felt a chill of curiosity. Maybe it was nothing, or maybe it was something incredible. She placed the coin inside a soft case and showed it to a local collector friend, who immediately suggested sending it to PCGs. When the results came back, Sarah was stunned. Mrs. 70, deep mirror proof-like, the highest grade possible, perfection in every detail. The news spread quickly. Collectors called it a masterpiece of minting, the Great Sand Dunes quarter that surpassed all expectations. What made it even more fascinating was the subtle variation discovered under magnification, an extremely rare die alignment error known as rotation. The obverse and reverse slightly off from perfect alignment. Not enough to be obvious, but enough to make it unique. This rare alignment, combined with the flawless surface, pushed its value beyond imagination. Appraisers confirmed it could command over $10 million at private sale, and soon, the coin community buzzed with excitement. Blogs, forums, and videos across the United States echoed with one question: how could a simple quarter become worth more than most houses? The answer once again came down to grading, rarity, and timing. The numismatic market thrives on stories that blend history and perfection. PCGs and NGC, the two giants of coin authentication, confirmed that this specimen was not only flawless, but also unmatched. There was no other Great Sand Dunes quarter recorded with such a combination of perfection and anomaly. It was one of one, and in the coin world, one of one means priceless, beyond its rarity. The symbolism of the coin struck collectors deeply. The Great Sand Dunes are a living landscape, shifting endlessly with wind, representing change and resilience. The coin captured a moment of peace between father, child, and nature, a reminder that beauty and value often exist quietly until someone looks closely enough to see them. And that's the essence of numismatics, noticing what others overlook. For collectors listening now, pay attention to every detail, the design, the luster, the strike, because that's where the story hides. The 2014 quarter's beauty lies not just in its image, but in its craftsmanship. The intricate details of the dunes, the gentle curve of the horizon, the subtle reflection of water, all captured with microscopic precision by dies polished to near perfection. It's not merely a coin, it's a microsculpture, and this is why preservation becomes sacred. Coins like this should never be cleaned or polished. Doing so can destroy the natural luster, the very thing that makes them valuable. Professional graders at PCGs and NGC use special lighting to detect alterations, and one wrong cleaning can turn a potential treasure into an ordinary piece. So always store rare finds carefully. Use airtight capsules, handle with gloves, and when you suspect something extraordinary, let experts authenticate it. Now think about the thrill of that moment when Sarah learned her coin was worth millions. The disbelief, the awe, the sudden realization that something she carried in her pocket for days was a fortune. She could hardly sleep for nights. The story spread across collector circles and news outlets, inspiring countless Americans to check their change, to search their drawers, and to look for beauty in the small, unnoticed things. That's the power of a single discovery. For viewers of Rare Coins Info, this is what we live for, the moment when history, art, and luck collide, and a single coin transforms into a story that travels the world. So take this as your reminder to stay curious, to keep learning, because numismatics isn't just about collecting metal, it's about collecting meaning. And every quarter, every dime, every cent has the potential to tell a story no one else has heard yet. And we're not done. Because in the next part of this story we go deeper into how Sarah's coin changed the landscape of modern coin collecting, how it was authenticated, insured, auctioned, and preserved, and how you, too, can identify valuable coins, submit them for grading, and sell them safely through trusted platforms. So stay right here, like the video, share it with your collector friends, and make sure you're subscribed to Rare Coins Info, because Part 3B is where the true magic unfolds, and you won't want to miss what happens next. As the story continued, Sarah's discovery became a ripple that grew into a wave. Every collector, every numismatic expert, every curious viewer wanted to know how a simple quarter could rise to the rank of legend, and how an ordinary person could uncover such treasure. It wasn't luck alone, it was awareness, curiosity, and the courage to ask what if. The coin world moves with those who look twice, who turn the ordinary into history, and Sarah had done exactly that. After receiving the official Miss 70 Deep Mirror proof-like certification from PCGs, the coin was sealed in a transparent holder marked with its unique certification number, a capsule of perfection that protected it from air, dust, and time itself. This is what serious collectors know. Grading isn't just about value, it's about preservation. And that's why both PCGs and NGC stand as guardians of authenticity. Each grade, each label, tells a story of precision, honesty, and trust. For the 2014 Great Sand Dunes Quarter, the grade wasn't just perfect, it was singular, one of one, and that status transformed it from collectible to legend. The numismatic community couldn't believe it, because no one expected a modern circulation coin to achieve that combination of perfection and rarity. Dealers from across the United States reached out, from California to New York, from Dallas to Miami. They wanted to verify it, see it, hold it, witness it under the magnifying light of their own inspection tools. The coin eventually made its way to a major auction house, Heritage Auctions, where specialists verified its authenticity and prepared it for presentation. The anticipation built like a storm. Collectors worldwide tuned in. Live streams buzzed with excitement. Numismatic journalists wrote articles calling it the coin that redefined the modern era of collecting. Bids came in from all corners: private collectors, museums, and institutions that understood not just its financial worth, but its cultural importance. The auction began with modest offers, rising slowly, then rapidly as the bidding war ignited, each increase pushing the value further into the realm of disbelief. $5 million, then $7, and finally $10 million. A standing ovation followed, and in that moment, Sarah's quiet find became a cornerstone of coin collecting history. She donated a portion of the proceeds to the Great Sand Dunes National Park, honoring the place that had inspired the design and her discovery. The rest she invested in expanding her own numismatic collection. Now guided by professionals and protected with the utmost care, this story spread across the United States and beyond, sparking a modern renaissance in coin collecting. More people than ever began learning about the beauty of American coinage, the importance of condition, grading, and authentication. The words PCGs and NGC became familiar to newcomers, who now understood that without grading, a coin's story remains untold. Because a grade transforms a coin from just a piece of metal into a certified piece of history. The Great Sand Dunes Quarter also reminded collectors about the importance of preservation. The coin had survived in pristine state because it had never been touched, cleaned, or exposed to harsh elements. And that's a vital lesson for everyone listening on Rare Coins Info. If you ever find a coin that looks unusual, shinier, sharper, or slightly different in strike, do not polish it. Do not clean it. Simply store it in a protective holder, handle it with gloves, and send it for professional grading. That's how discoveries like this happen. That's how treasures are protected. The specifications of this coin also fascinated experts. 24-26 millimeters in diameter, 1.75 millimeters in thickness, and 5.67 grams in weight, all standard for the series. Yet this particular piece carried something invisible. A perfect balance of design, pressure, and metal composition that resulted in an almost magical finish. Its mirror-like reflection and frosted relief came not from intention, but from a combination of fresh dyes and ideal striking pressure, something that happens rarely, almost by accident. But when it does, it creates miracles in numismatics. Many collectors began to wonder where to sell their coins if they found something extraordinary. And here's what every viewer should know. When you believe your coin has high value, the safest and most professional path is through certified auction platforms or well-established dealers. Start with grading through PCGs or NGC. Once graded, your coin's serial number enters a public registry, making it verifiable worldwide. From there, contact reputable venues like heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections. These platforms connect you with serious buyers, ensuring you receive fair and documented offers. Never rush to sell to local pawn shops or random online listings without proper certification. Many rare coins lose their true worth this way, because buyers cannot confirm authenticity without the seal of a grading company. Patience in numismatics always pays off. Collectors and investors alike respect documentation, rarity, and story, and if your coin carries those three pillars, you hold something special for those just starting their journey into coin collecting. The lesson of the Great Sand Dunes Quarter is timeless. Every pocket change could hide a mystery. Every roll of quarters could contain a treasure. It's about passion, patience, and the thrill of discovery. Numismatics is not just a hobby. It's a conversation with history. Every date, every mint mark, every imperfection speaks of an era, a machine, and a moment frozen in time. And for all of you listening right now on Rare Coins Info, this is your invitation to become part of that story. Don't just watch, participate, look through your coins, research their origins, learn the mint marks, explore the grading scale from Mrs. 60 to Mrs. 70, from circulated to proof-like. And when you find something that makes your heart race, share it. Because sharing stories keeps this community alive. In the final moments of our story, Sarah stood once again beneath the Great Sand Dunes, holding a replica of her coin, the real one now resting safely in a climate-controlled vault. She smiled, thinking of how something so small had changed her life, a symbol of curiosity rewarded, and of beauty found in the ordinary. That's what numismatics truly is, not just collecting coins, but collecting moments of wonder. So as this story closes, remember this. The next time you hold a coin, don't just see its surface. See the history, the craft, the chance that maybe, just maybe, it holds a secret. Because treasures hide where eyes rarely look, and one day, it could be your story that shines next on Rare Coins Info. Now take a moment. If this story inspired you, If it sparked even a small flame of curiosity, hit that like button, share this video with fellow collectors, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info. Because we're not just telling stories, we're uncovering legacies, and your next discovery could be worth more than you ever imagined. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos, where we'll explore the next unbelievable finds, reveal grading secrets, and guide you towards spotting hidden gems in your change. Remember, the next rare coin legend might already be in your hands.